Solve the inequality 2x minus 1 divided by x plus 2 is greater or equal to 1 for x is an element of the real number set and x cannot be equal to minus 2. The reason why x cannot be equal to minus 2 is that we would have minus 2 plus 2, which would be 0, and we can't divide by 0. So what we're going to do is multiply by x plus 2 squared on both sides, because we can't just straight away multiply across by x plus 2 because we don't know what x is. So therefore we don't know if the denominator is positive or negative. And if it was negative and we were multiplying across by a negative number, we would have to flip the inequality sign. So we can't do that. However, if we multiply across by x plus 2 squared, then we don't need to worry about changing the inequality sign because anything squared is going to be positive. So we're going to have 2x minus 1 divided by x plus 2 multiplied by x plus 2 squared is greater or equal to 1 multiplied by x plus 2 squared. X plus 2 squared we can break up to be x plus 2 multiplied by x plus 2 all divided by 1. And that's going to be greater or equal to 1 times x plus 2 squared, which will just give us x plus 2 squared. We can cancel out the x plus 2 in the denominator and one of the x plus 2's in the numerator. Doesn't matter which one. So you end up with 2x minus 1 multiplied by x plus 2 all over 1, which is just going to be 2x minus 1 multiplied by x plus 2. So we have 2x minus 1 multiplied by x plus 2. And this is all greater or equal to x plus 2 multiplied by x plus 2. Because x plus 2 squared will just give us the same thing. So x plus 2 by x plus 2. Multiplying out 2x minus 1 multiplied by x plus 2 gives us 2x squared plus 3x minus 2. And this is all greater or equal to x squared plus 4x plus 4. Then we're going to bring everything over the equal sign. So we're going to keep the 2x squared, the plus 3x and the minus 2 where it is. The x squared comes over, becomes minus x squared. The 4x comes over, becomes minus 4x. The 4 comes over, becomes minus 4. And this is all greater or equal to 0. We simplify. 2x squared minus x squared is x squared. 3x minus 4x is minus x. Minus 2 minus 4 is minus 6. So we have x squared minus x minus 6 is greater or equal to 0. So then we're going to factorize our quadratic. So x squared minus x minus 6 will break down to be x plus 2 multiplied by x minus 3. And we let this be equal to 0. If x plus 2 is equal to 0, then x is equal to minus 2. If x minus 3 is equal to 0, then x is equal to plus 3. So we get x is equal to minus 2 or x is equal to 3. Alternatively, we could have used the quadratic formula, also known as the minus b formula, and label this a, b and c and substitute it into our formula. We would have still got x is equal to minus 2 or x is equal to 3. So what I'm going to do is draw out a rough graph, a rough sketch of x squared minus x minus 6. So here's my U-shaped graph, and my graph is crossing the x-axis at minus 2 and 3 because we got x to equal minus 2 and x to equal 3. So these are the roots of my equation. Now I need to take a test value. I'm going to go with 0, and I'm going to substitute it into my equation. So I'm going to have 0 squared, which is 0, minus 0, which is still 0, minus 6 is greater or equal to 0. So subbing in 0, I get minus 6 is greater or equal to 0. And this statement is false. So since 0, which was our test value, is inside our roots, and since we substituted 0 into our equation, and we got a statement that is false, that means that our solution set is outside of our roots. So it's going to be all the x values to the right of 3 and all the x values to the left of minus 2. So the way to describe in words all the x values to the left of minus 2 is to say x values that are less than minus 2. Now in our initial question we had the symbol greater than or equal to. So we would presume that we would say less than or equal to minus 2. However, we have to be careful because we were told at the start that x could not equal minus 2. So it actually has to be x is less than minus 2, not x is less than or equal to minus 2. So just be careful. And the reason why it can't be minus 2, again, is because we'd have minus 2 plus 2 for a denominator, which would give us 0, and you cannot divide by 0. So the way to describe all the x values to the right of 3 is to say all the x values that are greater than 3. Now, since our initial inequality symbol was greater than or equal to, we're going to have greater than or equal to 3. So x is greater than or equal to 3. So our answer is x is less than minus 2, or x is greater than or equal to 3.